Good evening, VV Nation. My name is Ryan, and welcome to the channel. Welcome to another episode of Semiconductor Thursday. And today's actually going to be one of my favorite episodes so far. I'm talking about two of my favorite stocks out there. If you're subscribed, you know exactly which stocks I'm talking about here. We got AMD and ARM. AMD's had great developments over the last 2 months, and so has ARM. So I wanted to bring some news articles to your attention, and let's take a look at the charts, because let's be honest, AMD's got a battle ahead of it. I mean, it's David versus Goliath. It's trying to steal market share from Nvidia going forward when it comes to the AI race. And ARM, well, it's going to benefit from both of these companies, both AMD and Nvidia, as it provides vital architecture for their advanced AI chips. So if this is something that you're interested, if you're interested in making money in the space, if you're holding these positions, put a 1 in the comment section, so that way I know I'm not just wasting time here, and these are companies that you're interested in. Now let's get started. If you follow semiconductors closely, you would notice last month at the Computex conference in Taipei that Lisa Su had introduced the new AI chip by AMD here. It's the M1-325X accelerator chip. I mean, this is going to be a huge advancement, and these chips will actually start being available for purchase in the fourth quarter of this year. AMD announcing big news this month. Come yesterday, they did announce that they're going to buy the Finnish startup Silo company. It's an AI tech-driven company for $665 million. This is in direct competition with Nvidia itself. Now, as I'm diving in the article here, this is going to be one of the largest such takeovers in Europe as the US chip maker seeks to expand its AI services to compete with the market leader Nvidia. Now, this software is used to build large language models such as OpenAI's ChatGPT or Google's Gemini. Now, the all-cash acquisition is expected to close in the second half of this year, subject to regulatory approval. This is big news here. This is the largest acquisition by a privately held AI startup in Europe since Google acquired UK-based DeepMind for around $400 million in 2014. This is the last thing I wanted to mention from this article, which I've mentioned it before, that the semiconductor is very cyclical nature, very boom and bust. However, we're seeing a new trend here, and this is a perfect example of it. As the article states, software has become a new battleground for semiconductor companies as they try to lock in customers to their hardware and generate more predictable revenues outside the boom and bust chip sales cycle. My last article is going to be dealing with ARM here, and it actually just tells the great story that I love to talk about. You can see mentioned in the article ARM, Nvidia, AMD, all of these companies are linked together. Now, ARM benefits from Nvidia and AMD because both of these companies use the architecture provided by ARM. So it doesn't matter really which one is the winner, whether it's AMD or Nvidia. ARM is going to benefit from both of these companies, and they already have their partnership here with Taiwan Semiconductor. As I've mentioned it before, this is the company right here responsible behind the AI boom. So I've got ARM and AMD in the list here, along with some other names. That way you get a sense and compare them to the other: Nvidia, Supermicro, Taiwan Semiconductors, and Intel. A lot of the big names that people are familiar with here. Now, as far as ARM Holdings and AMD, you can see they're kind of in the middle of the pack here. They are ranked by overall value, safety, and timing. As far as long-term price potential, good ratings here with RV scores above 1 at 1.2 and 1.4 respectively. Some of the highest in the list. Now, we've got RS, relative safety here. ARM, a little bit riskier of a position. You can see Advanced Micro, the highest in the list, tied with Nvidia actually. So a very safe company when it comes to the financials, the consistency, predictability of the financial performance. We got the sales growth rate and the growth rate in earnings here. Double digits for ARM in both categories. Advanced Micro, their sales growth rate lagging here, only at 2%. It's actually the lowest in the list. Now, one thing I really do like about both of these companies here, looking at the market cap, these have the potential to be multi-baggers. Now, I did do a video on looking for the next Nvidia, and what I meant by that is next multi-bagger opportunity in the semiconductor space. If you missed that video, I'll go ahead and let you know right now. The secret was SMCI. I was really surprised the market cap is only at $51 billion. But you can see ARM here under $200 billion, while AMD comes in just under $300 billion. So for tonight's presentation, I'm going to use a star search layout, treating this more like a swing trading style here. If you're new to the channel, star search looks at 2 Bollinger Bands. Very simple strategy. You just want price action in this upper lane here, known as the fast lane. And as soon as price action crosses below this Bollinger Band, the upper yellow line, that's when you would get out of the position, or at least start protecting profits. Now, as we look at ARM, same scenario here in the upper band for the most part. Over the last several months, we've got a strong buy rating on this position here. Still looks good. I would never suggest buying on a down day. So if we take a look here, we can see all the semiconductor stocks are down today. Even though inflation data did come out, it dropped, what, 0.1%. I saw in the report this morning. So I do see the potential for interest rate cuts happening in the future, either later this year or the beginning of next year. But either way, these are all growth stocks. So in a scenario or in a market condition where interest rates are falling, these type of stocks here should do very well since they're growth stocks in nature. Now, if you found the video informative and you see the reason why I'm still bullish on ARM and AMD when it comes to the AI chip space, definitely hit that like button if you found what I said tonight to be very informative. Again, my name is Ryan. It's been a pleasure giving you tonight's presentation. I'll see you next week.